Well, hello. Been a while. Welcome to the Unwashed Asses, episode 59, recorded Monday, November 26, 2018. I guess we're going to cut to the short and quick of it here. Format's going to be changing, guys. I know I keep saying this is going to happen, that's going to happen, but it's mostly trying to find time to do it, and right now the hour block it's not working. So from here moving forward, we're going to try a new experiment. Maybe it'll change, maybe it won't. Hopefully this is the ideal way of doing it, but we'll do 3 15-minute episodes every week. I'm shooting for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we'll set like a little Patreon goal. If we do $100 a month, then we can do a 15-minute show every day, so like Monday through Friday. But from here on going out, we're going to move things over to a short 15, 20-minute episode Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That way I can get them out on time and reliably to you guys. And then also it's going to be less disjointed. Don't know if you've noticed this, but trying to fill an hour by yourself is really, really hard. Even when I do have prep notes and whatnot. I'm not super happy with the quality and how things have been panning out with them. It feels very disjointed in that I'm struggling to have a good segue between topics. So we're just gonna pick one topic a week or one topic an episode, do a semi deep dive onto it, and then wrap it up. And that also makes it I like to think easier to digest, bite-sized episodes. I've started listening to shows myself that are shorter. And I noticed that I listen to those more so than the traditional hour-long formats. So we'll see how it goes. I'm optimistic, but I'm always optimistic. That's just kind of the person I am. And we'll see how it goes. I'm always, as always, I should say, open to feedback. So if you guys have an idea, suggestions, comments, or it's not working, this is terrible, your show sucks, why am I even still listening to this? Or, yeah, it's got significantly better, you're more focused, and everything's overall of a much greater quality. We can always shoot back some feedback, either on Twitter, or, of course, the email is theunwashedasses@gmail.com. And we'll just move forward with this together. Because it's definitely been aggravating, not getting things out on a timely basis. So it was one of those New Year's goals that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year. Definitely going to get shows out on time and have them up there reliably and make sure everything's published at the appropriate time. And it hasn't been happening, and I'm super aggravated by that. So, 15 minutes a day is a lot easier to do than okay, let me carve out an hour on this day where I don't have people around. I can make sure I'm doing good quality, and then I can go back and do the necessary editing. And that's mostly it, is I find myself lacking confidence on the podcast. I'm not super confident in my ability to be engaging or entertaining, and so I brush it off day after day, oh, you missed an episode, you need to go back and record. It's well, nobody listens to it, and nobody writes in, nobody really gives a shit, despite, the numbers showing otherwise. I don't know. It's got to be one of those things where you got to fake it till you make it, and have confidence in something that's there, because we have the silent majority where the numbers show you guys are listening, and I really truly greatly appreciate that. But without active feedback, it's always well, actually, how good is it? Are they just tuning in to check it off? Because I know I have that with my own podcast feed, where it's all right, I've got all these shows that are sitting in a backlog, but half of them I don't actively listen to. I'll put them on while I'm playing a game or something, and it's just okay, I have to get rid of that little notification in the top corner that's showing I have a new episode I need to play. And it's, I don't know, been on a purge lately with podcasts, as far as getting rid of shows that I haven't listened to in a while, and I've noticed that it's kind of an ebb and flow, where I get sick of some hosts, or some people are guest starring more onto some shows I like, and it's no bueno. It's not good. It's not enjoyable to listen to. And then moving into new things, I will wholeheartedly endorse the Sawbones podcast. I had liked Justin McElroy from his Polygon shows that he did with his brother Griffin. And when Mezzafesto had recommended, oh yeah, he does a show with his wife and it's actually really, really good, I had no idea it'd be this good. And so it's been the latest podcast that I've been kind of, binging on and delving deep into. But so no, that's what we're doing. And you may be now asking yourself 5 minutes in, well, why is he talking so quietly? Because I'm at work and I'm hiding away in an office and I don't want people to bother me, because we got hit with that super nasty snowstorm the other day, actually last night. It just came through, blizzard Bruce or snowstorm Bruce, whatever it was called, and pummeled out, or at least my area, with a foot of snow, to the point where last night I had parked in a customer's driveway because there wasn't any real road parking, and it was totally clear. I leave the job a couple hours later and everything is just, there's snow everywhere, and I go to back up. I'm like, okay, well, it's pretty much a straight shot. I just got to put it in reverse, keep my foot on the brake, and I'll just slowly back out. Slowly backing out turned into, okay, now my truck is sliding sideways, and I have a wheel resting mere inches away from his covert or whatever. Those little, so you have a driveway, and then at the end of it you'll have like a ditch, but underneath of it there's a pipe that allows water and whatnot to flow through. Culvert, something like that. It was very, very close to resting on that, and it was embarrassing to say the least to have the customer like, because I just spent hours rewiring their entire home, and then he comes out, I was like, oh, well, you're stuck. Let me get my Porsche, and we're going to pull you out. It's like, hook up this tow cable. It just, things like that make me feel like an asshole and reduce me to, like, being a kid again. Like, I feel incompetent and inept, and that I need somebody's help to handle something like that. It just feels like something I should be able to take care of, despite, the weather actively working against me. Like, I had very little control in the fact that my truck was sliding. And apparently these transits are notorious for being bad in the snow. But yeah, he pulled me out, which was nice, because otherwise the company that handles like all of our towing and truck repairs and whatnot, anytime I've had to call them, it's been like a 2-hour wait, and I didn't want to be stuck at the end of his driveway waiting for a tow. So that's much appreciated. Easily favorite customer of the year. But no, it was a really rough, bad drive home. I had to keep it in like second gear. Third was as far as I would dare, but never anything faster than like 30 miles an hour. The entire way home, just snow coming down like a motherfucker. So that goes all through the night. This morning, the wind's howling. I'm like, all right, well, I got to get some visqueen for the windows, and that's going to happen later in the week. But just the weather turned so quickly where, yesterday morning, I knew we had a snowstorm coming in, but they were only projecting like 6 inches. And I was just working with some thermals on and my normal work attire, and then it gets so cold and there's so much snow and so much wind that it's terrible out. It's awful. This morning, it wasn't bad. I was expecting to have to dig my truck out, but it actually wasn't too bad. But it was a solid, 20 mile an hour drive in to work this morning. But yeah, so I'm sitting here now. There's really no work to be done. So I figured, we'll record an episode, we'll get it uploaded, but that means hiding away somewhere. I was planning on just recording in my truck, but a lot of people ended up showing up. So, do the thing of be a good employee, shovel out the spots where the plow couldn't get to, and now I've sequestered myself away, and I have 2 hours of squandering to do, which will be fun and good and all that, but I don't. This is the part of the podcast I hate. It's like just finding time to record. Like, cause yeah, if I had confidence in myself and what I was doing, it's like my grandpa said, Christian, you've got all the courage in the world, but you've got no confidence. And I had found it. Like, I'm good at interacting with people, but something like this feels more personal because I'm putting myself out there. Like, You guys are playing part to like my own little mini private therapy sessions, because the show hasn't been so much about like current events or things I found that were interesting. Like there's a lot of that, but it's also more like dealing with my own insecurities and working through my own issues. Um, so putting that out there, and then seeing like this past 2 months, like there's been a huge spike in listeners, and I don't know where it came from, but um, but I don't know. I don't think, like, I try to put out the best possible show, and after I'm done recording, I'm like, oh yeah, that was actually pretty good, and everything worked out well. But then a week creeps by, and it's like, no, it's a piece of shit. You're doing awful things. Why are you even bothering? Nobody listens. So I'm trying to work past that. I'm trying to do better things, and that's a good chunk of the reason why we're doing these 15-minute episodes. This first one's going to be total horse shit, but the other thing I'm hoping to is that we can now record things in advance, because I have the digital recorder. It's easy enough to just squirrel away 15 minutes, record an episode, edit it, and then have it sitting in the hopper ready to go. So, fingers crossed things start working out better that way. But yeah, and then we'll be updating the Patreon page to reflect that. So, now's the time. If you can't, it's great. I understand. It's not great, I should say. I understand. Money can be hard, especially now around the holidays. But all we ask is, $1 a month. If you can't afford that, tell a friend. I assume that's what's been happening. You guys have been spreading the good word, as it were, and there have been a ton more listeners. But yeah, $1 a month's all we ask. Just pitch that in. If we hit that $100 goal here, then it will do 5 episodes a week. It's going to end up being more than that hour we were getting before. It's going to be more focused, more condensed, and then, yeah, you have something to look forward to a couple times a week. Just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a quick workout or go for a walk, or I'm going to clean the house. Let's put on this and get it out of the way. Not necessarily get it out of the way, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's exciting. What do we got? We got 2.5 minutes to fill. I've got to sneeze. Oh my god, I've got to sneeze. But it's not ready. It's one of those ones that's going to be I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry for that. That was super unprofessional. The question is whether or not I edited it out. I don't know. We'll listen to the playback. Did a 5K the other day. We had scheduled it. It was like a month away, so I was supposed to do the whole training, like get into the gym and get on the elliptical, and I did none of that. So then we went and we did a 5K. Like 1,300 people showed up. Rachel and I, we did, I think, fairly well. She works out on the regular, so I was holding her back, to be honest. She could have run the whole thing, but my fat, out-of-shape ass is like hacking and wheezing, like, no, I need to stop and walk. Okay, I can run again. No, I need to walk again. But we did well. Like, we came in around 720 out of 1,300 plus people. Took just under 40 minutes, so... And I was thinking, like, oh yeah, if I train, I should be okay. But it's, a 5K is what, just over 3 miles or just under? So it's not too bad. I should be able to handle it. I can do a mile, no problem. But then I remember, oh yeah, I can do treadmill mile, no problem. But I've not done actual real-world outside running up and down hills, on sidewalks, on the road, in grass and whatnot, and that's what this was. So, did more running than walking, but holy shit, I was dead. It kicked my ass. I felt awful. I wanted to fall over and just pass out. It was so bad. But got it done. Got my medal. And then my entire body. Like, that was on Saturday. So Sunday, my just entire body was all locked up and sore. And we have one of the devil's dildos, those foam rollers. You're supposed to, break down your muscles and roll over it. And I did that. But it was just terrible. I felt awful and knotted and getting tension headaches left and right, but got a massage, and this morning, not too bad. I'm sore, but not to the point where I was yesterday. But I don't know, it's kind of like I got rejuvenated, I guess, or turned on to the idea of possibly doing exercise. Like, yeah, it sucks ass to pay as much as we did to get into a 5K, but I kind of want to do another one now. But that means I need to actually start working out, like, you know, instead of making excuses. Although today it did work out, like, oh yeah, you know, I could go to the gym, but probably going to be a lot of snow on my way, so I'm going to get a lot of exercise today. And it did, because I came here and I did like a half hour of shoveling snow, the wet, heavy shit. So I'm like, all right, there's my arms workout, done. But, no, it's one of those things like, yeah, I can climb my own personal leaderboard, get better and better times, and work on running the entire thing, and I don't know. That might be a thing now. So, I will say, if you're looking for something good to run to, I highly recommend any of Eddie Izzard's comedy specials. But we'll save that for another time, because 15 minutes are up. So, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. As always, if you want to write the show, head over to your little email application of choice. Type in theunwashedasses@gmail.com. Again, theunwashedasses@gmail.com. Shoot over any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, scathing criticism. It's all good. And, of course, tell a friend, but you can get the show wherever you find your podcasts. We'll see you guys Wednesday.